The story begins in a world where using magic is a daily part of everyone's life. Deep inside the forest, the animals shake with fear with their mouths wide open, as they see a really strong boy named Mash, who is effortlessly bench pressing an insane amount of weight. He lives in a nearby hut with his grandfather, Burndead. When Mash comes home, he breaks the door, unsure if he should push or pull it. This startles his grandfather, but Mash apologizes and promises to fix it. However, in his attempt to repair it, he only pushes it against the doorframe, shattering it into more pieces. It's then revealed that Mash is unique. He cannot use magic like others. Despite this, his grandfather has trained him to be physically strong for self-defense. But Mash is unaware of this, so he wonders why he is not taught any magic and is only told to train physically. His grandfather has to leave for some work, warning Mash not to enter the town while he's away. However, as soon as his grandfather departs, Mash wears a hooded cloak and rushes to the nearby town to try out the limited edition cream puffs from the local bakery. Upon reaching the town, Mash observes people using magic for tasks that can be easily done by hand. At the bakery, he eagerly orders cream puffs and pays with coins, which he accidentally bent in his excitement. Mash fixes the coins back with his hand and surprises the baker. As Mash enjoys his food, a strong gust of wind reveals his hidden face to the crowd. The people were surprised to see Mash's face, which had no marks on it. Meanwhile, Brad, a local police officer, reads a newspaper article about the Divine Visionary, which is awarded to the most successful student of the Magic Academy. His phone starts ringing, and he receives news of an unmarked boy roaming in the town. As Mash is walking down the street, he notices people staring at him, but he ignores them and starts eating his cream puff. He collides with a drunken officer named Terry and accidentally spills cream on Terry's uniform, which makes Terry upset. In an attempt to help, Mash unintentionally tears Terry's uniform while offering to wash it. Brad arrives at the scene, believing Mash matches the description in the report. Soon Mash's grandfather arrives there, and they both flee the scene. Brad creates a magical bird to track them. They return home, and his grandfather scolds him for disobeying orders. Mash apologizes but is punished with more physical training. Burndead is thinking about what to do about the police when he notices Brad's bird spying on them. Brad and his team break into the house and confront Burndead, inquiring about the boy's whereabouts. Mash is training in the woods and he's lifting weights like it's nothing, as he finishes his workout in 5 minutes. He returns home and just as he is about to open the door, he overhears their conversation where Brad tells him that the influence of magic has grown a lot, and they've to get rid of everyone who can't use magic. Despite Brad's threats, Grandfather doesn't give away Mash. The grandfather goes into a flashback, where we see him always treated like a failure, and it continued until he was an adult. He is about to end his life when he hears baby Mash crying, which makes him realize that Mash was abandoned because he didn't have a mark on him, so he decides to raise him as his own son. The scene then switches to the present, where Burndead is screaming for Mash to run, and tells him to run away. Brad then begins to beat Burndead, but just before he is finished, Mash breaks open the door, punching one of the police officers and knocking him out. Terry then rushes to Mash, but Mash rips off his uniform, yet again, and repeatedly slaps until he passes out. Mash explains that he didn't flee because his grandfather is his only family. Brad laughs at Mash and attacks him with magic. Mash effortlessly deflects the attack with one hand. Brad, surprised, launches a powerful spell strong enough to defeat a dragon, but Mash easily deflects it again. Mash uses various sports moves to toy with Brad's magic, humiliating him further. He then grabs his grandfather's wand and tries to attack Brad, who creates a protective barrier, believing Mash is about to use magic. Instead, Mash throws the wand at Brad, shattering his guard and leading him to fall to his knees. Mash threatens to harm Brad if he endangers his family again, but Brad proposes a deal. Mash must enroll at the Magic Academy and become a divine visionary for society to accept him, and in return, Brad will assist him in achieving this goal. He threatens them with being chased down for the rest of their lives if they don't accept his offer, so Mash agrees. Mash arrives at the exclusive Eastern Magic Academy, hiding his lack of magic ability with a fake mark on his face. He aims to pass the highly competitive entrance exam, which has less than a 3% success rate. A man named Lucci is seen observing all the candidates on the field. He hears a commotion and witnesses Mash lifting weights as if they were paper. He calms himself down and looks again to see Mash doing the invisible chair while reading a fitness book. He also sees two unusual fellows following Mash. Lucci appears before everyone, announcing that he will be the overseer of their exam. All the students are surprised because they recognize Lucci as an extremely talented mage. They're flattered, but Mash complains about Lucci's unwanted flashy entrance, which makes Lucci want to fail him. Lucci starts their first exam, instructing everyone to take their places while he casts magic to prepare the seats for everyone. Mash commented that he could have just escorted him to a room where everything had already been arranged. This makes Lucci even more despised. As the exam starts, the applicants examine their papers, but the questions start moving across the paper, making it hard to follow along. It shows that Lucci used magic to enchant the papers, thus they must eliminate the spell to pass the test. Brad and Burndead believe Mash is doomed, but he commands the moving words to stop and crushes his pen, causing the words to self-resolve out of fear. Lucci is surprised and angry as Mash completes the exam with ease. Mash proceeds to use his extraordinary strength to pass all the remaining exams, surprising everyone, while Lucci starts plotting something to eliminate him. Lucci creates an earth-based maze filled with traps, giving the candidates 30 minutes to complete the task. Inside the maze, a girl named Lemon approaches Mash for help, and they begin walking together. However, Lemon continuously falls into traps and eventually reveals her true intentions. She uses magic to restrain Mash with cuffs to slow him down and tells him that she has a reason to stop him from reaching the goal. Mash, using his strength, easily breaks the cuffs and flees because he also has his own reasons to pass the test. As Mash leaves, Lemon encounters a massive creature that challenges her with riddles, threatening to attack her if she fails. Before the creature can harm Lemon, Mash stops the creature by punching it away. Lemon realizes her mistake and apologizes to Mash. With limited time remaining, they doubt they can reach the goal, but Mash has a different plan in mind. Meanwhile, Lucci thinks that he managed to stop Mash from winning. He then hears loud noises and sees that Mash broke all the walls to create a path, reaching the goal in a limited time. The other candidates accuse Mash of cheating, but Lemon reveals that it was Lucci's plan, as he told her that he would let her pass if she stopped Mash from winning. Lucci becomes furious and decides that he will fail both Mash and Lemon. The headmaster arrives shortly after and stops Lucci, informing him that the final interviews will now start and that he will be conducting the interviews. Mash is the first to enter the room, surrounded by the teachers and the headmaster. The headmaster asks him why he chose to rescue the girl, as he had little time left, and Mash responds that he felt the need to help her and would regret it if he had not. The headmaster is pleased with his response and inquires as to what Mash would do if he had to face someone more powerful than himself. The headmaster then summons a large magical creature to challenge Mash. He tells Mash that the doll placed at the bottom of the creature is capable of capturing the soul of a loved one, whom Mash believes to be his grandfather, and when the nail stabs the doll, the person will lose their soul forever. Mash quickly punches it, but to his surprise, there is no effect on it. Instead, his hands start bleeding. But then what he did next surprised everyone. Everyone was shocked when Mash stopped the nail, even though it got through his hands. He said that this creature might consume a large amount of magic and he couldn't hold it for long, so it was a battle of endurance for both of them. Recognizing Mash's ability to protect the weak and challenge the strong, the headmaster withdraws the magic and welcomes Mash to the magic school. Then we see Mash in a classroom, where they're learning lock-opening magic. The teacher gives them an example, but Mash just uses his brute force to smash the lock open, which upsets the teacher. As Mash is getting into trouble in class, we also see another kid named Finn next to him. He thinks Mash is a bit of a troublemaker and decides to stay away from him. After class, Finn heads to his dorm, hoping Mash won't be his roommate. However, he finds his room without a door, with Mash holding it. Finn realizes they will indeed be roommates. They start getting to know each other and Finn thinks Mash is a normal guy until he introduces him to his muscles, which makes him take back his words. If you want to see the next part, let us know in the comments below.